Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lemon here, back with Leminiscent. Okay, thank you if you're new or returning. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. It definitely helps with the algorithm of the video in this channel. Thank you so much again. All right, so this is going to be for the Jupiter and Taurus transit that starts May of 2023 to May of 2024. The retrograde takes place starting in September 4th at 15 degrees Taurus. So it's going to stay in Taurus the whole time. Even with the retrograde, it's going to still remain in Taurus. So, yeah. So 12 years ago was 2011. Where were you, Aries? Where were you in 2011? What opportunity presented itself for you, and what lessons did you learn? Because the experiences gained in the previous transit will definitely help you this transit, of course, because Jupiter is all about experience. 111 when I said that. So Aries is going to be second house to your energy. So I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun deck to do a 12-month spread. Okay, so we'll have a card for each month during this transit, which usually lasts about 12 to 13 months anyway, a Jupiter transit for each sign. All right, so let's get into it. So we're going to start from this month, which is May. We're in May. I think I'm gonna start with next month, June, July, August, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, that one has to come out. November, December, January, February, March, April, and May. June to May. All right. At the bottom, we have organization. Okay. So Aries for you. And then you see this, the wheat, right? Organizing. Capricorn energy here is Mercury and Capricorn. 10 is the number of instant manifestation. So with that being said, Aries, this Jupiter transiting second house to your energy, wherever you have Aries, has a lot to do with your manifestation. Okay, what's being manifested into physical form. And then Taurus, second house, again, it's all about longevity, sustainability. Yeah, so let's look at June. June, we have Mercury in Gemini here. Okay, with the word excitement at the bottom. So June can definitely be a month where you have a lot of different ideas. You may have a lot of communication going on with this June Jupiter and Taurus transit. I do see this as well as like making a lot of executive decisions, trying to figure out what's going to work best for you and what's not going to work best for you in terms of whatever this business idea is, because Capricorn has to do with status. And that's the status that the world sees. So you could definitely be working on your career right now. And June may be filled with a lot of decision making. But this is a time too for magic. Okay, so be very careful about the words you use, the type of thoughts that you're having, because again, this is a very auspicious time for you to get exactly what it is that you want. So if you've been building a business, if you've been putting a team of people together, which you could do, June will be a month of tons of communication for you, which I'm sure you're used to, with Gemini season being your, your third house, from wherever your Aries energy is. So there definitely could be tons of communication going on with this business or this idea, this project that you've been working on for a while. It has a lot to do with growing your status in the world you networking with a lot of people that you may be coming in contact with, maybe people who you share similar ideas with, or people you've been working or looking to work with for a long time, that you've been knowing for a long time. You guys just didn't have the opportunity to really work on something yet. You've just been playing around with different ideas. Now is the time for you to actually start to be a little bit more bold with the communication, because you'll have a lot of opportunities to actually work on the things instead of just talking about them. So for July, I have Mercury, Sagittarius, flirtation. Okay, so I do see this like before with June. We're coming up with all these ideas on how this can actually go, whatever this thing actually is. And then July comes in and says, okay, now let's start expanding on what we've built so far, and looking beyond just the immediate now and seeing how far you can really go, whatever this project or this I want to say corporation that you're eventually going to do. So this could have started as a small LLC, or just you wanting to do like a small project, but it actually is going to end up becoming something way bigger in the grand scheme of things. So be open to receiving some outside ideas, or be open to, you know, it going further than what your expectations may have been in the past, because you didn't have as many people involved to help you expand your idea in a way that it can actually go. It's supposed to take you out of your comfort zone, out of your natural element, and put you into a mind frame of what more you can actually do, how far past your expectations you can actually go. And July, try not to limit yourself. And I also see this too as literal flirting with someone or flirting with a part of your life or life force energy that kind of like makes you want to get that get up and go energy again. I do see July as being a very fun month, a very adventurous month, where there's a lot of different things that you want to try and do in general, even if it doesn't have anything to do with this organization that you're manifesting or creating as we speak. I do see it as you have an opportunity to travel and go somewhere you've always wanted to go. I do see July also creating some type of distraction, or you may have a distraction or try to use this work ethic that you have as a distraction from keeping yourself grounded in a certain type of reality that you still have to be responsible for. So look out for that. Let's look at August. We have Saturn and Sag. Yeah, whatever happens in July, be of integrity as much as you can, because August is going to demand checks and balances. Okay, so with this fulfillment, it's like the thing that comes to mind is curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought him back. So you may get the satisfaction out of whatever was going on in July. And again, you see this big money back here. But I feel like too, you may need to create some type of philosophy governing how you're going to keep yourself, like how are you going to check yourself when all of this takes off? How are you going to check yourself in your attitude? Are you going to get too big for your britches, or is your ego going to get the better of you because now you finally found your niche, you found this thing, you finally got yourself out of this hole or out of this darkness that's been clouding you for a while? And it may have been ever since 2011, where things kind of just went downhill a little bit for you, and now you're starting to see a way out or a way up in a way that you never experienced before. Make sure you have something or someone you can trust that is going to check you and make sure that you're not forgetting who you are just because you have all these new opportunities in place. Don't forget who you are. And it can happen very slyly because you're the one that's building it. You're helping put something together. You're working with fun people, curious people, people who are like-minded individuals, and they can actually, give you the type of support that you need. And you may get support from other areas that you didn't even know you needed support with. Just remember to keep some type of philosophy in place, maybe multiple philosophies in place, so that you just don't go off and venture out into some type of territory where you could honestly lose your foundation that you're standing on. Don't forget your foundation. Don't forget your family. Don't forget and I'm not saying that, you know, try to take everyone with you. I'm definitely not saying that. But I am saying, like, don't forget your why. Don't forget your why, the reason behind you doing it. So for September, we have vision. We have the Pisces card here with vision. Okay. So September may illume to you someone else's vision, or it may actually, with this fox here, you may actually start to see something that you didn't see before, maybe in yourself or in some type of relationship that you have, because September, into September, Libra season, right? So that's your counterpart, okay? That's your opposite energy, your sister energy, right? So there may be something that comes up in your relationship that may have been unexpected. I do see it as like you feeling like someone is your enemy, or you can't trust someone, or you feel like someone is being kind of slick with you. And it may be someone that you've started to work with, since the Pisces energy does square this Gemini energy here that starts out in June. But I could definitely see you wanting to keep one eye open when working with certain people or trusting certain people. Just remember that with this Pisces energy, the Sun and Pisces energy coming up in September, it's like you're trying to establish what's real and what's not, which is why, again, starting in July, you got to make sure you create some type of rule book or some type of boundaries in place where you're going to allow yourself to go this far as far as your energy, your time, your money is concerned, and a time schedule, a certain routine that you need to have in place, and start putting it into practice come August, because September, something is going to come up and it's going to challenge that routine and those boundaries. And it may come to a point where you kind of lose a boundary, or you kind of open yourself up to something that, you know, you weren't really expecting to hear. I do see this as someone telling you something or informing you of some type of information that kind of blurs the line between whether you can trust someone or not anymore. Okay, so going into October, this is the card that flipped out. Okay. Independence. This is the card that flipped out while I was laying out all 12, and this is the Moon Aquarius card. This is independence, right? So in October, it may be very important for you to evaluate, you know, in September, what's real for you and what's not real for you, what is helping you and what's holding you back, what is elevating you and what's keeping you stuck on the rat race, like establishing what is who you truly are, what it is you truly are, and what's not. Okay, because you may be caught up in some type of illusion where someone has to kind of give you a little bag of truth, and then October comes a moment where it's like, okay, now that you have gathered a lot of different, you know, emotions or feelings toward, you know, what's going on, October is going to call for you to make a decision on your own. And the Moon in Aquarius has the independence here at the bottom. So this decision has to be made with you in mind about what it is that you want, because you had to already establish your boundaries. Okay, and things happen, you know, that we have no control over, but it's to elect or create some type of new structure in our mind that causes the old one to be, you know, deteriorate. And you have to step up and personify what it is that makes you different from the past, or makes you different from what everyone else is building or establishing. And it doesn't mean someone is better or worse than you, but it does mean that you're getting more of you're putting more of your own energy, your own intention on whatever it is that's coming up, because there's something new that's going to be emerging. Come November, we have Jupiter Leo publicly. Yeah, so we're going from, you know, making our decision in private with ourselves in the divine to walking that talk in public. Okay, now if you're already very well acquainted with, you know, having your own business. This could be literally you taking your business publicly. This could be you going through the manifestation process and getting to a point where you may have had to sign, you know, some type of contract or agreement, excuse me, and you're going to go ahead and put that song or that project, or, you know, open your business finally in November. I could also see you showing like pieces of clothing, if that's what you're working on, or something that you've been working on during this time. You're going to finally present it. Okay, you may have had a little cliffhanger action going on where you had to move, you had to actually make a decision and say, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to do things my way now, because maybe someone, you know, dropped the ball, or somebody was just being too indecisive and you just had to make a decision. So come November, that decision is going to be public, meaning everyone's going to know what's going on. You could become very famous. You may have a lot of people chasing after you, wanting to talk to you, wanting to get close to you. You may be extremely attractive all of a sudden to people. And this could be not only like romantic, you know, attraction, but this could very well be even business attracting, business men and business women, people who are looking to invest. November will be a good time to, you know, make sure you put your best foot forward. Make sure you're always dressed to impress. And not saying that you shouldn't do that anyway, but put a little bit more pep in that step that you know you're going to click or merge or find yourself in certain social circles where it allow you to get ahead in the race that you're running on your own lane. So that was November. December, we have Saturn in Aquarius, eccentricity. Yes, so you're going to be the one walking into the room completely different from anyone else because you chose to do something differently back in October, right? So that is what got you so much attention, but that's also is what's going to help you to stand out and be different, because you are a natural orator. You have the ability to, you know, really get through to people, even a group of people actually, because I do see this as like you may be, you know, joining forces with another person or another group where you guys are going to work together to do something, okay, that's expanding whatever idea or vision that you originally set out to do, that coincides with whatever they're working on. So you want to join forces. That's going to give you more attention. That's going to give you more resources. That's going to give you more asset to work with to continue to grow. And then January, we have Moon and Sagittarius, optimism. Okay, so again, we're going back to the Sagittarius energy, just like how we started out, where we're expanding, we're growing, we're getting more experience. Okay, and then this is like for you, this might be a lot of more personal experience that you're growing with than compared to before, where you have to expand your mind and what you think could happen, expanding your the type of boundaries that you set for yourself, so you can have some room to grow and to glow and grow in that you would have never had before had you not studied the different avenues you could actually take whatever you're trying to organize and gather. Okay, so for January, you may be reviewing all of the personal drama or struggles that you've gone through and how much you've grown since the beginning of whatever this project was, no matter when it actually started. But you're just taking a look back and seeing how far you have come. I do see this as like these people down here, like how many people are actually riding with you. This could have to do, you know, with, you know, children as well. Okay, come January, you could be looking at how much your children have grown, how much they've taught you, how much they actually have been a part of what you've been manifesting in the, you know, bigger picture, Jupiter, Sagittarius. Okay, I also see this as another opportunity, of course, Sag, is to travel or to, you know, get back in touch with your personal faith. Your personal beliefs may have been tampered with or triggering to other people, or they may have just been tested. So you need to go ahead and, because you're the one that's so different. You're the one that is talking to all these different people. You're coming into contact with all these different personalities, all these different ideas. You need to get back to your own faith. Okay, so come February here, we have extremism with the Mercury in Scorpio here. Okay, so I do see this with this faith here and this coming right after. is someone could be pushing you or pressuring you to do something that you may not feel really up to or ready to do. This could have to do with you spending a large amount of money at one time. This could also have to do with you investing with someone else, talking about investing. It could definitely be like a literal contract that you may need to read over and look at the fine details that are printed on this contract. Don't just take any old thing. Make sure they pay you what you are truly worth. And which is why too, going backwards to this one, this optimism, you can get a lot more bang for your buck. I feel like you could probably accumulate way more wealth than what someone may try to initially offer you or tell you. And maybe think of Master P when he said his family was telling him he was crazy for not taking $1 million, and he like, you know, if they gonna pay me $1 million, then obviously I gotta be worth at least 10, you know, 10 million, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the mindset that you may be, you know, experiencing during the month of February with this extremism, because you want to, you know, allow the details and the things behind the dark to rise to the surface. Even your own personal feelings and thoughts about how you may be worthy or unworthy, how you feel like you can manage or how you might mismanage it. Allow all of that equally to rise to the surface without judging yourself so harshly, because it's going to exude revolutionary change in your life that you don't want to miss out by trying to stuff it down or ignore, you know, you having this idea that, you know, you're going to be fine. You know what you're doing. Allow yourself to just kind of like, what if you know, just question yourself. Like, what if you don't know all there is to know about this contract? What if you don't know all there is to know about where this money is coming from? What if you don't know all there is about this one person that, you know, you're deeply into? Allow those questions to, you know, surface, okay? February is both Aquarius and Piscean season. So not only are you going to have opportunities to communicate and get information, but you're also going to have an opportunity to really sit with yourself, Pisces season starting out, and really feel, you know, all the doubts and the questions, how you've kind of unraveled yourself when you thought that you really didn't need to. Like all of 22, all those things have to be, you know, looked at, okay? And you don't want to ignore that just because it makes you feel some type of way. You have to allow yourself to feel and review those things. So coming into March, we have resourcefulness. Yes, great follow-up to that. So now that you've been able to release and allow those, you know, dark feelings or emotions to rise to the surface, because the North Node is going into Aries, okay? So you're definitely going to be on Front Street. Everybody's going to be expecting you to be top tier A1. And you may even demand this from yourself all day, every day, but it may feel like it may be a little bit too much or overbearing, which is why you may lose some of what your vision actually was, because it's being tied up to other people's thoughts and other people's visions and other people's feelings. So it's important for you to get back in tune with yourself, right? So you'll find way more resources available within yourself, within your own realm, that allows you to say, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can push forward and move forward. It's going to be a lot of what I feel like is up and down of, yes, I could do it, or maybe I can't, or maybe it's going to have to wait. Like, just keep moving, just keep going, okay? So we have April here. We got Mars and Pisces escape, okay? So to me, this is going to be, I feel like it's going to be a lot of celebrating. In the tarot, Mars and Pisces is the 10 of Cups, okay? That's the rainbow in the sky, everyone gathered together, family or whatnot, and enjoying life, okay? So I do feel like with the resourcefulness and then the escape is that you're going to feel like, okay, if you want to do this investment again, if you want to, whatever lessons you kind of like learn from admitting to yourself what it is that you don't like, and accepting the things that you don't like, accepting the game that you're playing at this time, because after all these months, you've accumulated enough, you know, wisdom, and it can come with a smile or it could come with a frown, but you've accumulated enough wisdom throughout these months to know what it is you need to leave behind and what it is that's going to help you to move forward. And that's what's going to grant you the feeling of like your dream is coming true, or you're living the dream that you always wanted, because you have to take the time out to, you know, differentiate between what is you and what's not you. Okay, and in May we have more Pisces energy. We have the moon in Pisces with empathy. Okay, we got these 2 12s here, ending your year off with this Jupiter and Taurus transit. So not only do you get to escape, or I would rather put it as, not only do you get to, you know, feel like you're actually living your dream, even if it's not all the way complete yet, of course, you still got time to keep working on it, but you can see like your dream is kind of like unfolding in front of you, just taking a look back at all the work you've done from the jump. You can feel like you're actually living the life that you dreamed of, or what you purposed for yourself. And therefore, here comes the empathy with being able to share those gems with people who are looking to do the same. Being able to be a voice to those who maybe didn't have the type of resources you have, didn't have the type of ideas you had, didn't have the type of confidence that you had in yourself to push through no matter what, just keep going. You would be the person now that you get to, you know, go back and, you know, drop them jewels, drop those lessons that you learned from your experience with what you have to go through to help other people, young and old, so they don't have to go through the same experiences that you had. They don't have to have the same, you know, cutoffs or shortcuts. That, like, don't take the shortcut route. Just go all the way in. Okay, you may have to tell someone that in order for them to see, you know, everybody has to go through this. Pisces is a universal energy. Okay, so everybody has to experience the thing that you went through. Everyone has to experience what their marathon actually is and what it's going to be about. Okay, and some people who are stuck, who are on pause, or they're having, you know, a hard time distinguishing, you know, who they are in the realm of everything. You can be a voice of reason for those people, and it may be someone who is younger than you. It could definitely be children who are looking to, you know, run with the big dogs. They may want to run with you and feel like, you know, they have enough wisdom or experience to get in there and hang with you, even if they do have a lot of learning to do. But showing up and, you know, allowing them to learn there's a light and a shadow side to everything you had done, and don't skip the dark side. That'll be very valuable for them. But that comes with your wisdom of you going through your own dark night of the soul, going through from September, you know, through November. There's some type of dark night of the soul episode that kind of happens, but it allows you to wake up, accept your fate in the situation, and continue to move forward, because you learn a valuable lesson about, you know, sticking true to you. And you already know who you are. You already have your identity about what you are. But when it comes to working with other people, being more open to those other ideas, and making sure that, you know, you keep that detachment at the same time, is going to work out pretty well for you. Okay, don't let, you know, outsiders come in and sink your boats. Okay, be open, keep your heart open, wide open to whatever the divine is sending to you, but also be very, you know, witty, be very, you know, sharp too, on recognizing those who are attracted to your light but have absolutely no idea what to do with it. Okay, which is very, very important that you read the fine prints. Okay, so that's the energy reading I have for the Jupiter Taurus transit for Aries energy. Thank you so much for tuning into this message, and I hope it finds you well. Until we meet again.